Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to all of the Sagittariuses out there. If you are a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of January 2025. We are almost there in the home stretch of this year. I'm currently rounding out Sagittarius season as I speak and as this will be posted. And in case any of you are interested, I will be using my brand new Grateful Dead tarot deck. I think you guys will love the symbolism as much as I love it myself. And with that said, let's see what Sagittarius has in store for the new year. Okay, Sag. So the first card to jump out was the King of Pentacles reversed. And we had the High Priestess, or the Lady, in this deck. Mystery, which is the Moon. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician, aka the Musician. And instantly, with the Magician and the High Priestess and the Moon and the King of Pentacles reverse, you are going to be asked or tasked, whichever you prefer. This is so interesting. You are going to be awakening certain spiritual abilities or connections in the month of January. And you are being asked to not put so much focus on the physical realm. It essentially just trust that, like, you will be taken care of physically as you dive into these gifts. These are very potent cards that came out together. Very potent cards. And with the King of Pentacles, the ultimate figurehead of like physical stability, since he's reversed, we're not focusing on that. We're not focusing on that. You're going to have to surrender, I feel. Surrender and open yourself up to the divine, because there's power. There's spiritual power. And with the moon, it's almost like you're going back into your perhaps past traumas and the things that have been ingrained in your unconscious for a long time from a young age too, to find the messages that you may have missed, the symbolism, the communication that the divine was trying to impart on you at that time that these situations occurred that caused the embedded nature of your unconscious, and then learn how to use those messages to then act as the alchemist, act as the person who is able to harness their energy to create the reality, harness their resources to create the reality, harness what they have right in front of them to create it. Oh, this is really, really cool. It's almost like you'll be time traveling, both back and forward. Time traveling in meditation, going back to the person you were when these situations occurred that caused the embeddedness. You are going to be going back to that person and almost like whispering to them the guidance they need in that moment, because time is not linear, time is happening all at once. You are able to go into meditation and tap into your past and future selves. And I think that's going to be a really, really beneficial act for you to do. And it might be difficult because Sagittarius, you guys aren't ones to slow down and just sit and be. You like to keep going and experiencing. But if you learn the joy, if you learn the depth of experiencing yourself in this present moment, rather than trying to always go to the next new exciting thing, you are going to find there's a lot of depth and mystery inside you. And it'll be like a puzzle. You're going to be like a puzzle that you're cracking open. And as you crack it open, as you let the light in and whisper those what your past self needed to hear, literally in meditation, picture yourself standing with yourself during these times and whispering, I love you. You got this. You're strong. You're brave. You can do this. Whatever they may need to hear to get them through that time, that's going to be step one. And then you'll come back to your present self. And then this can be in the same meditation, or, that's that. And then you save this for another meditation another time. Go to your future self and have your future self do the same thing for you. Have your future self tell you exactly what you need to hear in this present moment in order to unlock these mysteries within you, in order to obtain the messages from the divine, from your higher self, from your future self. So then you can become the magician, the alchemist, whatever that you need to be in this moment. You're not going to be focusing on the present. I think you'll be deeply engulfed in the spiritual in the coming year, in the coming month, excuse me, for the new year. And I think there's going to be an act of trust and surrender to know that you will be protected physically, whether that's just from your savings or from maybe you'll find a balance between your job and the spiritual, but there's going to be a lot of inner seeking. So if you do have your job that you're able to maintain here, and you're used to going out with coworkers after and going out every weekend and traveling when you have any spare moment and like doing all of the things, January is going to be a month to slow down because you're not going to be exploring and experiencing outside of yourself. It's an inward experience, it's an inward exploration that's going to bring you exactly where you need to be, or bring you to exactly what you need to have to progress in the future, wherever, the next months will lead you. But there is spiritual growth. Oh, I just got chills. There is vast spiritual growth waiting for you in the month of January. Like, vast spiritual growth. And with the moon, it's possible when you go within, you're not going to necessarily like what you find initially. And you're going to have to forgive yourself for both what you've done to others and what you allowed to be done to you over the years without actually like standing up for yourself. You might not like what you see at first, but everything you see has importance to this journey that you're on in the present, to this inner exploration, because it's going to help you define your boundaries now. It's going to help you become that person that you actually want to be rather than the person you were. Double reversed. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups reverse. And I think that Ace of Cups goes with what I was just saying about um, the moon and maybe not liking everything that comes up right away. It's important that despite, especially, especially if you don't like what comes up, that you don't run away from the process and you actually sit with it and let it marinate. And you don't try to run to something new, something that has short term emotional gratification for you. That you don't try to push and just say, you know what, I don't like this, so I'm not going to do it anymore. Push through the discomfort that you find within, because that's the only way you're going to awaken these abilities within you. That's the only way you're going to be able to impart the messages onto yourself and hear the messages from yourself. Don't run away from the discomfort, the emotional discomfort, and that you're going to feel it, but feeling it is how you release it. So if you allow yourself to sit with that discomfort, feel it, let it express itself how it needs to, it's gone after that. It's gone after that. I think they say true emotions only last like 47 seconds. And then after that, it's just ego or whatever. That's the same thing. If you actually let yourself feel what needs to be felt, you will feel that pain for however long the scientists say it's actually the emotion. And then after that, it's done. But if you start to feel the discomfort and you're like, whoa, I don't like that, and you try to run away from it, the discomfort's still there. You're just blanketing it and blanketing it and blanketing it. And then eventually you're going to have to sort through it. So sort through it now. Because if you have the strength to sort through it now, again, there's wisdom waiting for you and a deeper sense of connection with yourself. And with the devil reverse, you being able to feel those feelings is helping you move away from those unconscious habits that you use to drown yourself out. Those unconscious habits that you use to keep yourself stuck and keep yourself stagnant and keep yourself, you know, not actually experiencing and feeling what you need to feel in order to progress on your journey. But the only way you'll be able and that's the kicker here. If you feel those uncomfortable feelings and do choose to run away, there you're giving into the devil upright energy, where you're still being controlled by these unconscious feelings. You're still being controlled by the desire to run away. Where if you do allow yourself to feel them, you're moving away from that and you're finding that strength and balance in that. This is like this is an interesting read because it is like that. It's so straightforward. It's straightforward, but it's also esoteric. But like the message is clear. Oh, Ten of Swords. So yeah, cycle's ending. Ten of Swords and then Two of Cups at the bottom. A cycle is ending. You putting in this work, you're actually like clearing out your own karma. And you might be exhausted from it, but the cycle is ending. You're no longer being controlled by whatever the cycle is that was started when these traumas were embedded into your unconscious. Oh my gosh. And because of that, you are coming into relation with yourself in a brand new way. You are coming into divine relation with yourself and your higher self. And I think, again, I'm going to emphasize do these meditations that I spoke of, going to your past self and having your future self come to you, or going to your future self and having them talk to you there. You are going to come into relation with yourself in a way that you never have before and become a master of your own processes, which can eventually invite in new relationships with others as well. But I don't think this is focused on that. This is focused on you. Because again, I think I'm surprised the Hermit hasn't come out. I think January will be a time of solitude for you, but it's not just solitude like sitting twiddling your thumbs, watching TV. It's really resourceful solitude. And it's not like you're going to hermit forever and then like you're gonna start hermiting and be like, oh, I love this. No, Sagittarius, you guys are social creatures. You love to meet and experience new people. But this time for hermiting, and I keep saying I'm waiting for it to fall out of my next shuffle now. But this time for hermiting is like it's medicine for you. It's medicine for your soul. And it's allowing you to put a stop to something that's been unconsciously controlling you for a long time. A long time. So I know people like to partake in dry January. Let this be your dry January where you're not trying to just like drown out your unconscious with experience or with alcohol or with, community or whatever it is. Really, really look at yourself. Look at where you've been and where you're going. No, look at where you've been and where you are. Where you're going, you don't need to know. Your future self will whisper what you need in the moment, but don't look at where you're going. Look at where you've been so you can look at where you are now with a clear lens. With a clear lens. It's just brilliant how simple this message is. Oh, I have chills. So with the Four of Pentacles, this has to do with what I mentioned with the Ace of Cups as well. You end with the Devil reverse coming out too. So this is going to be the key, is this section right here. When you go into the depths of your own mystery and you start to feel that discomfort, it's this step right here that I mentioned with the Ace of Cups and the Devil reverse. Allow yourself to feel what needs to be felt. Do not grasp on too tightly to any part of this process. The more open you can be, the more open you can allow your energy to be to flow without feeling the need to hold on tight and hoard. Because as humans, we find comfort in what we're used to, even if what we're used to is not necessarily healthy, even if what we're used to is not good for us. We find comfort in that. And through that comfort, like you found comfort in the discomfort because the discomfort gave you an excuse to run away, which then led to amazing experiences and meeting so many amazing people. But you still have that discomfort within you. And you can still have these amazing experiences and you can still meet these new people after you move through what needs to be moved through. Because at that point, you're not running away anymore. You're actually experiencing life in the present moment rather than you being in the past still and using your present to continue to run away. It's like this is your past self and this is your current self. And the more you move forward, it's still there. It's still following you. But if you're able to take your present self, bring it to your past self, give it a nice little hug, give it some love, they are now integrated. So you still carry your past self with you, but it's somebody that's no longer chasing you and it's not you're not running away from them. You're experiencing life together because you were able to let go of the pains that happened back here. So you don't have to run. You love each other so much that you are now one. And that's what it is. You have to let go of the comfort that you found in running away, in your traumas, in whatever it was that caused you to start to run away. And then again, you will be able to show up more fully. You'll be able to have more relationships with who you actually are in the present moment, not who you are as you're running away from something else. Sagittarius, you guys have big, bountiful, beautiful energy. You're hilarious. You are great individuals. You are great individuals. And people want to meet you with who you are today, not who you are when you think you have to run from your past. So again, this is going to be integral. Don't run away from the feelings that come up. Allow yourself to feel through them. Don't give in to the vice of running away anymore. Take the power away from the vice and then recognize that you have the power within. You don't need to give your power away to this thing, this entity, this experience, whatever it may be. Let's shuffle one more time. We're almost out of time. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Literally flung out. Oh, it's 2 cards. King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. That's what's waiting for you is this divine balance. This divine balance between the masculine that does want to experience, that wants to do, that wants to keep going. Like, look how cool this guy is leaning on his little cane there, his little lightning bolt. It's a balance between this deeply masculine urge to continue on and this deeply feminine urge to be where you are. That you're going to find. Oh my gosh! And speaking of, this is just a this is the this is the physical mirror. Physical as in like the physical realm, the physical mirror of your spiritual truth that came out first. The masculine and the feminine. So you need to spiritually merge. You need to energetically merge these two and recognize that you are both the magician and the high priestess. You are both the masculine and the feminine. And when you are able to come into coherence with yourself spiritually, you'll find this coherence physically and be able to express this outwardly. So you are still able to experience and live and grow and meet and do and have all these crazy stories from a more balanced place. And you are also able to give and receive. You're able to be present. You're able to find the stability that is your birthright in this life. You are able to have that physical stability so you have the platform, you have the resources, you have what you need to live the life you want to live. So, January, Sagittarius, it's going to be work just because you're doing it on your own and it's mostly internal. That doesn't mean it's not work, but you are truly putting an end to a cycle that's been controlling you for a long time. You are coming into coherence. You are awakening spiritual abilities. You are not straying away from the hurts that may be existing in your unconscious because as you feel those hurts, you're releasing them. And then there's space. There's space to move, there's space to maneuver. Oh, that's so exciting. But of course, with all of this said, this was a general reading. So, not everything may have resonated. If that is the case, you can book with me for tarot readings in my website in the description below. I also offer human design and astrology readings. Numerology is coming in the new year, so keep a lookout for that if you're interested. If you did like this reading at all, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and let me know how it resonated. And of course, we do this every single month for all of the signs. So if you are interested in getting your forecast for the month ahead, according to the tarot cards, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys here in the future. Sagittarius, there's nothing more I can say that I haven't already said. It's just don't stray away from the discomfort of tough feelings, of hard feelings, of deep feelings. Know that the more you are able to feel in this present moment, you're ending a cycle that has controlled you for a long time. And as you end that cycle, you are awakening this deep, profound connection with yourself, with your past self, with your future self, and more importantly, with your present self. To then become the alchemist and become the magician that gets to dictate how their life is going to go, that gets to be an active creator in their reality. Oh, I'm excited for you guys. I can't wait to see how you utilize this for your advantage, because I know you will. I know you will.